I lost 25 pounds in 4 months being on a caloric deficit. So why did I stop my caloric deficit after this weight loss? It's because I stopped noticing changes on my body. I was losing muscle fairly quickly. I was irritable, tired, and hungry all the time. To put it simply, when we push a pathway for a little too long, our body will start to fight back.
Everybody likes to talk about the simplicity of fat loss, which is just creating a calorie deficit, but not many people talk about the impact that going into a calorie deficit can create. If we were to compare this to real life, your maintenance calories is your overall home base, and your deficit calories equal vacations. If you leave on a vacation, but you end up staying for too long and not spend enough time back at home making any money, you're eventually going to run into a situation where you end up losing all of your money. When I refer to money, I'm talking about your body's overall biofeedback, basically referring to your hunger, energy, recovery, digestion, sleep, and your stress. The longer that you stay in a deficit, the worse your hunger is going to get, the less energy you're going to have, the worse your recovery is going to become, the worse your digestion can potentially get, the worse your sleep will potentially become, and the higher your stress will potentially become. The more time you spend at maintenance calories, the lower your hunger will become, the better your energy will become, the better you'll be able to recover, the better your digestion becomes, the better your sleep gets, and thus lower your overall body stress will become. Typically speaking, people with higher body fat percentages when starting a deficit have more money in regards to spend in deficits, meaning they'll be able to spend a lot longer time eating lower in calories while keeping their biofeedback levels in a better position. In fact, most of the time, somebody who's dramatically overweight, as you start eating a deficit and losing body fat, you'll see this biofeedback actually start to get better in the deficit before it starts to become worse. When we're talking about people at moderate to already low body fat percentages as they start within a deficit, this is where they're not going to have as much money to spend during their deficit, so they're not going to be able to stay in it for as long. Because as you start to get lower and lower in your body fat percentage and you continue to use body fat as an energy source, this is where you're going to see much faster your hunger getting worse, energy getting worse, your recovery getting worse, your digestion getting worse, your sleep getting worse, and your stress getting worse. Meaning you're going to have to spend more time at maintenances to build up your budget to be able to go into these fat loss phases periodically.